In a world addicted to noise, silence becomes a weapon. Boundaries are forged not in comfort but in confrontation, where hesitation breeds manipulation. To set a hard boundary is to slice through the fog of deceit with the precision of a blade, exposing the architecture of control beneath. Every limit you declare is a statement, this far, no further. People who fear boundaries crave access, your time, emotions, or energy, and they disguise their hunger as care. The moment you pull back, they label you cold or difficult, a manipulative dance designed to reopen the door. Understanding this tactic is the cornerstone of psychological defense. Boundaries are not cruelty, they are clarity made visible. Imagine standing in a room where everyone whispers your name, each voice a demand, a need, an expectation. Setting a boundary here feels like shouting against the storm. Yet it's precisely this resistance that reinforces your inner authority, teaching others that your silence now holds weight. What they once controlled, they now fear. The darkness of human behavior thrives on blurred lines. Those who manipulate prefer uncertainty because confusion is a currency of control. A hard boundary turns their shadow tactics into dust, denying them fertile emotional ground. When you define your limits, you strip power from ambiguity. Every manipulator uses guilt as leverage. They press against your empathy, urging you to bend, to soften, to reconsider. The secret lies in recognizing guilt as the first sign of invasion. It's not your shame, it's their tool. Defend your emotional territory like a fortress under siege. Boundaries are energy filters, tight gates controlling what enters your emotional domain. Without them, you absorb everything, anger, fear, urgency that isn't yours. Each "no" you speak is a purification, restoring the integrity of your inner space. A hard boundary lets your true self breathe. Observe how the relentless take silence as permission. They interpret hesitation as weakness, a signal to push deeper. But when silence is intentional, it becomes power, undeniable and unyielding. The unspoken boundary cuts sharper than any confrontation ever could. Imagine the manipulator's confusion when their old tricks no longer work, the flattery, the guilt, the emotional bait all fall flat. Their facade cracks under the weight of your new composure. You've shifted from prey to predictor of patterns. Control begins where recognition does. Boundaries demand discomfort. Every time you enforce one, you test your own resilience, carving a deeper sense of self-respect. They will push back, expect it. But once you hold your ground without apology, you become untouchable to emotional thieves. Fear is the first barrier you must cross. Fear of rejection, fear of losing connections, fear of being misunderstood. Yet, in that loss lies freedom, the shedding of toxic ties masquerading as love. Boundaries are where authenticity begins, not ends. To set boundaries is to redefine the balance of power. It's not an act of aggression but a declaration of ownership, of time, mind, and emotion. The dark truth is, some people only understand you when you withdraw. Your distance becomes your definition. In the psychology of dominance, the predator always tests the prey. They seek openings, any hint of surrender. When you respond with clarity and consequence, they recalibrate or retreat. Boundaries, then, are the invisible shield that rewrites the terms of engagement. Humans are conditioned to please, not to protect. From childhood, compliance is rewarded while defiance is shamed, and manipulators capitalize on that conditioning. Deprogramming this response is your liberation. Every refusal becomes a reclamation of your psychological sovereignty. Boundaries reveal the hidden intentions of others. When you set one, true allies will respect it, parasites will resent it. The reaction exposes their motives faster than words ever could. In this revelation, you find both freedom and solitude, the twin guardians of peace. You'll know your boundary worked not when they stop testing it, but when you stop explaining it. Justification invites negotiation, silence enforces finality. Let your choices speak in the language of consequence, not conversation. Power is felt, not debated. Dark psychology calls it reinforcement through consequence, Each time you stand firm, you train others in how to treat you. Weak responses reset your authority. Strength, though uncomfortable, builds a pattern of respect. Over time, your boundaries become self-sustaining armor. The illusion of being nice is a trap. Niceness lacks backbone, kindness owns limits. Setting hard boundaries doesn't make you cruel, it makes you credible. Those who misunderstand that difference were never invested in your well-being, only their convenience. Think of every emotional exchange as a transaction. Boundaries dictate the terms of trade, what you're willing to give, and what you expect in return. When the currency becomes asymmetric, exploitation begins. A hard boundary resets that equation back to equilibrium. Manipulators rely on emotional confusion, making you doubt your right to say no. They feed on that hesitation, turning your empathy into a bargaining chip. Boundaries shatter this dynamic by rendering consent active, not assumed. You become sovereign over your emotional economy. Enforcing a limit once is defiance, maintaining it is discipline. Hard boundaries are a practice, not a moment. Each repetition engraves respect into the collective memory of those around you. Consistency transforms a rule into an identity. Notice how the manipulative will call you selfish the instant their access is denied. It's a defense mechanism, a projection meant to guilt you back into submission. Understanding this verbal distortion lets you detach calmly, refusing to feed their narrative. Even solitude tests your boundaries. Left alone, your mind can reopen doors you've locked just to feel connected. But mastery lies in enduring the silence without reaching for chaos. Isolation, when chosen, hardens your inner resolve into unshakable purpose. Boundaries evolve with awareness. What once protected you may later restrain you. Flexibility is not weakness, but wisdom. The key is conscious recalibration, adjusting without surrender. The system of self-protection grows as you do. When you experience the first quiet day without drama, you'll feel disoriented. Serenity is foreign to those addicted to chaos. Yet that quiet is not emptiness, it's space for self-expansion. Boundaries transform noise into harmony, confusion into clarity. Psychologically, imposing limits rewires your neural reward system. Every act of self-protection delivers a dopamine hit connected to confidence. The more you defend your energy, the more addictive stability becomes. Healthy control replaces toxic adrenaline. Watch how power shifts once boundaries are respected. Conversations shorten, energy feels lighter, eyes meet differently. The manipulative lose their language, they thrive only in confusion. Clarity is their poison, your medicine. The world often celebrates endless availability, mistaking overextension for virtue. In truth, boundaries are the ultimate luxury, an assertion that you value yourself enough to ration access. Exclusive energy cultivates rare influence. Every boundary must be enforced through consequence. Words alone invite denial, action seals respect. The tone of your withdrawal speaks louder than apology ever could. Presence is a privilege, once revoked, it commands recognition. There is a cold satisfaction in saying no with composure. Not anger, not justification, just finality. This restraint unnerves those who thrive on reaction. True strength is quiet, almost surgical in precision. Over time, those accustomed to invading your peace will either adapt or vanish. The vacuum they leave may feel lonely at first, but that space is sacred. It's where genuine connection will finally take root. Your energy now has selective permeability. Never mistake understanding for permission. You can empathize with why someone acts out and still refuse their intrusion. Boundaries let compassion coexist with control. It's the intersection where empathy meets self-respect. Boundaries are invisible architecture, steel frames beneath emotional walls. Without them, every relationship collapses under the weight of chaos. They are the skeleton of self-worth, the unseen geometry of peace. To build them is to build yourself anew. The hardest boundaries are internal, not external. They govern what you tolerate in your own thoughts, the self-doubt, the endless rationalizing. Discipline inside breeds strength outside. You can't defend against others if you leak energy within. And when at last you master them, you'll find there is no need to announce them. Your stillness will speak, your presence will dictate. The world bends quietly around those who no longer explain themselves. That silence is control incarnate. So stand at the edge of your new empire of peace. Behind you lies compliance, ahead lies sovereignty. The line you draw tonight is the foundation of every future moment. Guard it fiercely, for within your boundaries, you are finally free.